Minecraft characters, they don't have mouths. So if I want to perceive emotions, I either have to use facial expressions on their face with like their eyes. I wanted to get away from the normal head bobbing movement that the majority of MCTVs do, because I have the capabilities of adding like these little additions that just make the scene a little bit more like lively and a little bit more like eye-catching to the audience.
Yeah, you do body acting in such a different way.
Oh my god, if I went through my style of body acting, people would be like, there's no way that this is how it started and that's the end result.
Minecraft animation is something that I've always had an interest in. It's insane that you can turn this funny block game into a cinematic masterpiece. No, not you! I've always wanted to learn and find out more about it, so I decided to reach out to a Minecraft animator, and I somehow convinced them to do an interview. Please, 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 please.
Fine.
Yay.
I guess you are my little pug.
Okay, whoa. Mayjk and I talked for a very long time, and I thankfully cut it down to a reasonable length. So, yeah, without further ado, let's get into the interview. And if you like what I do, then please make sure to like the video and subscribe. I make a ton of different types of videos, so if you ever have any suggestions on what I should talk about next, then please let me know. But yeah, enough of that, let's get into the video.
Hello everyone, my name is Mayjk, and I am the creator of Fable. It's an MCTV series I've been doing for, I think, 3 years now. It's a slow riser, but I've been enjoying it, and I've really delved into the idea of doing quality over quantity, and my content shows that.
So the first question I want to ask specifically is, what exactly inspired you to make Fable in the way that you wanted to create it? Because I remember you talking about how some people were kind of like, the way that you animate and the way you do this kind of stuff is so weird.
The way I animate Fable now, I try to be somewhat like anime-ish like in terms of my animation. So people do like cool moves, they do backflips, they really much talk with their hands, because you know, Minecraft characters, they don't have mouths. So if I want to perceive emotions, I either have to use facial expressions on their face with like their eyes, maybe a bit of blush. I wanted to get away from the normal head bobbing movement that the majority of MCTVs do, because I have the capabilities of adding like these little additions that just make the scene a little bit more like lively and a little bit more like eye-catching to the audience.
Yeah, you do body acting in such a different way.
Oh my god, if I went through my style of body acting, people would be like, there's no way that this is how it started and that's the end result. Do you want me to go into that? Or
oh yeah, please, please.
How I actually go into body acting is with the Blockbuster Mod, I don't move the characters at all. So the recordings I do, some of the characters don't move at all. All the movement and all the crazy like backflips or like sword throws, the character is not moving. All movement is done through animation. The only thing that sometimes moves is their head, just so I can do a bit of like head bobbing to match audio.
How did you start? What was it like getting into it?
Fable as is now is very much different than when I first made it like 5 years ago. 5 years ago, I basically made like this little story. I constantly was like melded up to daydreaming and about like this soldier that enters in another world. Basically, Fable was supposed to be an isekai.
Oh, we love those.
And then we completely scrapped that idea. I was like, this doesn't make sense. And a lot of the mods that I used broke my game multiple times. And it wasn't until I think it was actually the second the Blockbuster Mod came out, that I started hearing about it inside the community. And then I randomly got recommended one of Mikor's videos about it. I downloaded the mod, opened it up, and I was like, this is insane. I was able to do like the entire production thing of an MCRP by myself.
How long does it usually take to like produce an episode? Like compared to like episode 1 and 2 to like 4 and 5?
From episode 1 and 2, because I was still learning the mod, it would probably take me around 3 to 4 months just to make one episode, because I was so picky and I was such a perfectionist on it. I wanted to make the episodes right. Because I would go back to some scenes, just completely revamp them and just be like, nope, don't like it, starting over. Comparing it to, let's say, episode 4 and 5, that still takes roughly around, I still want to say it would take maybe 3 months, but also because I've improved a lot more and I've learned the system, I've developed my own animation style to the point where I'm comfortable in it, so I know what actions I need to do in order to get the results I want. I could probably like upload an episode 2 to 3 weeks maybe, so just that jump from 3 months to 3 weeks, and not only that, drastic increase in quality.
What is Fable supposed to be? Because like comparing like the first episode to like episode 5, it's evolved drastically in such a short amount of time. Is it going to keep evolving, or do you want it to kind of stay in that style that you created?
Ooh. This is a good question. I'll tell you what it was supposed to be first. Fable Bullet was actually supposed to be a throwaway series. So it was meant to be a couple episodes and then like tossed into the wind just so I can grow my channel a bit. And it wasn't until I got through the first couple episodes that I really started developing the world and started becoming attached to the series. The thing is, that style is always going to be growing. It's always going to be improving, and I'm always going to be adding things to it.
Are you going to keep things in Minecraft, or are you eventually going to migrate into like using Blender or an actual like animating program for these episodes?
I'd like to keep everything in Minecraft just because that would be so much easier for me in terms of editing and all that, but also just animating because I won't have to learn another new program. I know some of the like events that I want to happen in the series are not going to be easy to make in Blockbuster. My main goal in a scene is to make you react. Every scene has a purpose, every line has a purpose, and that's the difference between me and other people. It's not just my talent in Blockbuster, it's my way of visioning the story. My vision
built
for
different.
my story. Literally built different. Recently, actually, someone asked me how would I record like two characters holding hands, which I can show you that too later on. I really just sat down one day, dropped everything, was like, let's go, and developed a way how I can make the characters move at the same pace, hold hands, and it doesn't look janky.
I was very surprised when I joined the MCTV. Put it off for such a long time because I wanted to make a roleplay like way back like 2 years ago, and it just didn't work out because I was trying to do things the hard way because I just assumed, because you know, with the way that I learned to edit, with the way I learned to make thumbnails and how to make videos, everyone does gatekeep information to an extent. And whenever I found editors and I would ask them, how do you do this, they would always give me vague answers, and they would always be like, just do your best, just do what you're capable of. And it's like, I want to do more, I want to learn how to do this. And they're like, oh, it doesn't matter, just do it. And it's like, what do you mean it doesn't matter? So when I joined the MCTV and I was just like, all right, let's ask some questions and get some vague answers, like, no, everyone was really willing to just tell you everything. I was so surprised.
But no, they're very open with like the information. It's like we have this entire like channel area for just resources that people can use, and people ask questions, and usually you get a response back. But it's a very just helpful community that we just like. I think it's because every single person there knows how long it actually takes to make an episode and how much work. Because with voice actors, you have to build the set, you have to make the scene, you have to record the scene. Recording goes bad, you have to re-record, you have to edit. But
yeah, there's so much production work that I didn't know goes into this. Obviously, I thought, I'll just, you know, make some head bobbing, record a few scenes, position the camera, edit it together, I'm done. It's like, no, my god, no.
Oh my god. I can tell you, I was stuck on a scene for like 4 hours because I wanted my characters to do a very certain action. I could not get that action. Any way I tried, I just could not do it. The amount of information I had and the end goal being so out of reach, could not complete it without outside help. There are some other like animators, they don't get enough credit for the amount of work they put in and the amount of quality they do for their stuff, and they've helped me a lot just improve my own style and develop my own style. Is it okay if I say the names, or?
Yeah, if you want to shout them out, go ahead.
So there's one guy that kind of started me developing my own animation style. So it was the scene in episode 5 where Benjamin flipped his staff around his arm and then teleported away after speaking with Zong, where he goes the one line, yes, I shall, and then shoom, teleports away. I had no idea how to do the flipping of the staff around his arm, and it wasn't until I met a guy named Tomu. Tomu is another animator, and he animated Pretoria. That's his series, which also absolutely goated series. Very eye-catching. He showed me a thing called sequencer morphs, which is basically an action I can do in game where it repeats an animation for like either indefinitely or a set amount of time. I repurposed it, and turns out a lot of other people also repurposed it to do very complex animations in its own like little window. So I was able to do that entire animation of the item flipping around his arm in a single sequencer morph instead of doing multiple morph actions in the timeline. I just constantly wanted to do this, that, and now I actually had the capabilities of forming those actions and getting those end results that I wanted. I absolutely love the end result. If I still had the video of the original compared to the remake, the difference in quality, I just love it. Oh my god, I'm getting like hyped up now. It's like, damn, now I want to go animate.
Can't relate, dude. No, that's cool though. I feel the exact same way whenever I see, like, I love editing so much. I learn everything just by watching YouTubers, and I'm like, I really want to do that. So I literally go frame by frame and be like, how did they move their character this way? Or how did they do this transition? So I feel the exact same way. Like, I love what I do so much, and I can tell you love what you do so much. Like, it's kind of like crazy to meet someone else who matches my freak, Loki.
I know. That was me with a lot of my stuff. And there's another animator Animator out there. I'm gonna shout him out too. Dylan. Chillin' with Dylan, I believe, is his full thing. And that's what his YouTube is as well. Go check it out. He makes a very cool series too. He was literally an exact carbon copy of me. When he was teaching his class on the advanced animations, a lot of the stuff he did, I did the exact same. He uses sequencer morphs for complex animation. He had an actual name for it. He called it rapid linear animations, which is basically multiple fast linear animations in sequence to one another. Basically form like a more fluid motion for the animation. A lot of the mistakes he made, I made as well when he was like improving. Even now, like I knew a bit more stuff than he did. Not to toot my own horn, but just seeing like-minded individuals that just went through the same things I did just motivates us to do better, because it's like we have new rivals. That's basically what it is. We have new rivals.
You had mentioned a while ago that you had said that you could literally teach someone everything you know, but it wouldn't be the same. Do you think anyone can learn animation?
If you want to learn animations, there are resources out there for you to use it. If you wanted to learn Blockbuster, you have resources out there. Mick Horse on his channel has literally made a bunch of episodes and a bunch of updates, basically showing you all the functions for each thing. He made tutorial, he made BB Academy to help teach you Blockbuster and the basics of how to do it. Everyone has their own style of animation. You can either copy someone else frame by frame, or you can make your own through blood, sweat, and tears. Of course, the other one also takes blood, sweat, and probably not as many tears. Probably the same tears. There's a lot of sleepless nights and a lot of crying. Yeah, I believe anyone can learn anything, but not everyone is going to do it the same way. Everyone is going to have different ways of getting the result they wanted. So I can teach you everything that I know, how to use the program, all the capabilities of it, but you're not going to think like me. You're not going to make the scene same as me. It's like, what's the phrase?
Yeah, it's like that one phrase.
Yeah, it's the one phrase, you know. I can teach you.
Are you referring to the teach the man how to fish, or what? What are you referring to?
Yeah, actually, that one. How did I forget that?
What is a useful piece of advice that you can give to new animators out there? Because, like, there's a lot of people who are currently struggling and currently do want to get into this. It just seems really fucking intimidating. Because, like, what you do in your newest episodes is just absolutely phenomenal. It's inspiring. Like I said before, like, you're low-key my inspiration because, like, you do amazing work. Oh. So, like, what is something that you can give to everyone that's like, hey, here's my biggest piece of advice?
Two things. Two pieces of advice I can give you. Be patient and do what you're capable of at the moment. Patience is extremely important when it comes to animation. Depending on how you do it, it can take a while. And if you don't get the results you want, it's very demoralizing when you don't get the result you wanted, but you spend so much time on it. You need a lot of patience, because sooner or later, you're gonna get the outcome you want, whether it be for a scene, an episode, a series, or even your channel as a whole. Patience is very important. And then the second thing, doing what you're capable at the moment, you're not gonna be able to do the same thing I am. I have like 3 years of Blockbuster experience. I have 0 animation experience. I did not go to school for animation. Like, I don't have a degree or certificate in animation. I have nothing. No, like, education. I just had me, the mod, and a bit of patience. So I'm gonna have like 3 years on you when it comes to animating.
As far as like your scenes go, because you mentioned before, like, oh, when this scene, the camera starts low and then this character has his hands behind their back and with the voice act, how do you storyboard the scenes? Or do you even storyboard scenes?
It's a yes and no. Sometimes I storyboard the scenes and sometimes I'm just fuck it, we ball and just go and make the scene as we go. I'm watching the scene and creating the scene in my head. It's either I'm able to do it like perfectly on the screen or I use that as a reference to make something. But I have like some guidelines for it. Basically, the Meld After Daydreaming is my storyboarding. I have a fighting sequence. It's an extremely complex fighting sequence where the character is moving from one place to another, but there's so much like change, so much movement. You would think this would be made in like a third-party software, but no, this is all in Minecraft. There's just a little bit of post-editing with just cutting out like like where the scene breaks for a moment and then gets back to it. That entire scene at first was a test to make a running animation or to position the character into a run that I like. That scene was not supposed to exist. I just said, you know what, let's just turn this entire scene into a full animated fight scene. It's always just experimenting. Going back to the thing we said an hour ago, how I can teach you everything I know or about the program, but you will not do the same as me because you cannot think like...
A little upsetting because you do great work, but I guess it's fine. I guess I have to do some work, huh?
You aren't me. You never will be like me.
No!
You'll be better than me. Girl,
No, I refuse. I refuse.
once you're better than me, then I will improve as well.
No, stop. I don't like this cycle.
It is a never-ending cycle. It's a good cycle. Not only are you improving, I'm improving as well, so we both get something out of it. That's not... It's something worth more. Knowledge. Knowledge is power. Let me just spend like 10 minutes just quoting off random quotes that sound cool.
Stop it. All right, we're done. We're good. All right, thank you for your time. But yeah, thank you so much for your time.
Of course, I had fun.
You have anything to say before we end this?
Make sure to like and subscribe, and make sure to hit that bell for any notifications, and go.
He knows the thing.
Bullet. I do know the thing. I've practiced that so many times. Make sure to hit that bell for notifications, and make sure to like and subscribe for any future uploads. Now, back to your retro.
Yo, you fucked up!
No!
And you say you practice. Can't believe it. Alright, we're done.